right, there we go. Hello. Hey. It is, what is it? I don't even know what day it is. January 22nd. Yeah, thank you very much, Walt. January 22nd. Which is a Friday, which is very unusual for me to be here on a Friday. No, not because it's Shabbat. It's because I usually work on Friday nights, and tonight I'm off. And so I'm here with Walt to do Cool Crap We Love, episode number 31. 31. Wow. Getting closer to 33. Very symbolic numbers. So anyway, tonight's it's a strange one. It's all about the decor, the things that we grew up with that were in our homes that was so silly. And I look, we have a couple, actually Walt sent me a couple of things over today, and I looked at them and was like, come on, oh my God, I remember this, I remember that. And I wonder, in 2021, if your children will grow up someday and look back and remember the silly things that you had, like flat screen televisions and iPads, who knows what, computers that are so outdated and all that kind of junk. Anyway, let me bring on our I was going to say he's going to guest, but he's far from a guest. So here he is, the wonderful Walt Papaleo, by his proper name for the first time in 31 shows. Where are you, Walt? There you go.
You still got it wrong.
How do you say your name?
Okay, it's P-O, P-A-I-L, Pale,
Pale.
Pale,
Pale. Do you know how you say my name, my last name correctly?
Peasy.
No.
Pizzi?
Yes, in Italian.
Pizzi.
You're correct. Very, very good. That's very good. I'm surprised you got it. Hey,
I'm married to an Italian woman.
That's right. I shaved her once. I remember. I was there.
Wow.
You're that. No, I don't do that kind of humor. Only with it.
Just did.
I just did. Hey, by the way, I noticed that you're. So I noticed you're wearing one of these. Here's a story shirts.
Yeah, this is my lame attempt at 70s decor paraphernalia wearing.
It's kind of it's actually very popular again today, isn't it?
It is. And when I put it on, I said, "Damn, I look good in this shirt. I should start wearing this more."
Damn, you look good. You are having a lame attempt of comedy now. Come on.
Yeah, I do, with the black shirt underneath it. I got it going.
That looks like you ate tricks and threw up.
Yeah, but this is like the Charlie Sheen look.
Charlie Sheen. Yeah. Well, and that shirt, you're winning. Winning.
Winning.
Winner, chicken dinner.
Listen,
hey,
after everything that's happened this week to us, we need this show as relief.
Relief? Yeah. Well, I don't know what happened to you this week. Things have been great for me this week. It's a very busy week. It's all good.
Yeah. Okay. But we came up with this idea. Just so you don't know, we came up with this idea.
Tell him.
Yesterday.
Well, I came up with the idea last night. We were actually going to do wrestling. Remember?
We were going to do wrestling. We got it for 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Supposedly, we have ring announcer Gary Michael Capetta coming in 2 weeks. No, it's next week. Actually, it's next week.
Yeah. By the way, that sounds a lot of fun. And I was a wrestling fan as a little kid when I knew a lot of wrestlers at that time. But I'm not going to know all the other stuff.
You're going to know them all. You're going to know them all because I didn't bring anybody. There's nobody past Hulk Hogan.
Oh, really? Okay.
Nobody.
Okay. No, because I know when it comes to wrestling, once I hit puberty, girls were totally more interesting than wrestlers at that time, I think. And I was also doing magic. Speaking of magic, I got to show you this thing.
Come on.
This is ridiculous.
You're not showing me. You're showing people.
Well, all right. I just want to show you this. I've been playing with this today. This is so interesting. So, and you'll find this interesting because when you're a kid, what was the one thing that you loved to eat? And this is one of the candies that I used to eat back in the day. Look, M&Ms. And look, another thing from the 70s. What is that? Walt, do you know what this is?
That's a Rubik's Cube.
Yes, inside this little magic box.
Yeah.
Watch this.
Where'd it go?
Okay.
Where'd it go?
I know this sounds like a retard workshop, but that's what I just did right there.
But I got to tell you something. If I didn't watch you do that 75 times before the show started, I would have never known.
If you didn't watch me do a 70-foot, now you know how it's, I'm sure you know how this trick is done. But this is a kind of first of all, this Rubik's Cube thing was huge when I was a kid, and it's come back again, just like your shirt. You know,
I have never gotten more than one side on that Rubik's Cube.
Yeah, me neither. I find it extremely frustrating and annoying. I don't like puzzles. I never liked crosswords. I never liked all that find the this, or that. I don't. Why bother? Then he's like, I found it. Okay, now what? Who cares? Hey,
you know what the smartest thing would have been?
Hello. A bunch of people here. John Senimio saying hello.
Senimio.
Christine saying hi, guys.
Hi, Christine.
Saying, hey, Jay, loved it. Good. Life is good. Birthday candles. Couldn't blow them out. Oh, yeah, that's right. Birthday candles you couldn't blow out. I remember those. Yeah, the Grand VC.
John Semino.
Yes. Remember those birthday candles you couldn't blow out? That was another big
thing. I sell them.
Yeah, John Hunt. Hello, John Hunt, Syracuse, New York. Hey, so anyway, let's get into what we're here for.
Just bring it up, man. Have some fun.
By the way, now that you're wearing that shirt, I'm constantly thinking, no, did I throw out my bell-bottom jeans or not? I'm thinking about, do I have my bell-bottom jeans? One of the things the shirt came back, Walt, but what did not come back is bell-bottom jeans and those ridiculous boots like Saturday Night Fever. Remember the guy at the end with the curly hair that wore those like high-heeled, like male kind of high-heeled boot kind of things? And you know what I'm talking about? Like, I don't know. What do you call them? Hi, Arlene.
Hey, Arlene. You call those what do you call those? Platform shoes.
Yeah. Thank goodness that has not come back. However, I will say, if you think of the fashion back then, remember women back in the 60s? I kind of like that mod look, like the stewardesses on the. Matter of fact, I did a joke the other day.
Pan Am. A Pan Am stewardess has always been a dream of mine.
Kind of hot. You're right. It was kind of hot.
If she worked on Eastern Airlines, no. Pan Am, yes.
Yeah. And, you know, if you think back to it, if you think about the 60s and the women, I remember like they used to wear like cowboy brown jackets with cowboy jackets. Is that what they're called? Cowboy jackets?
I don't know.
Yeah. Like
you're acting like I wore them.
It was very earthy kind of look back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of them smelled a little earthy too.
Plastic boots. Yeah. Those boots were made for walking. So let's bring on some of the stuff that we were talking about. We're burning up our time.
Yeah, right? we got 52 minutes.
Yeah, we have so many things to talk about here. I don't even know where to begin. So you gave me a couple pictures, and I pulled a couple of my own. All right. So
what do we got?
All right. Here's the first one. Are you ready? What is this?
That looks like I never had that, but I've been at houses that did have that. That's a a cabinet. That's a cabinet where you could store stuff underneath. You could put stuff on the top of the cabinet, and then you could also put stuff on those shelving. It is the ugliest thing ever.
No. There's a couple things that get much uglier. Much uglier.
Right. But that one here, I've never had that one, but I thought it was weird when I saw it because of those arms that held the shelf up, and I thought that was something that people would want to see. If anybody had that, please let me know so we can block you from the show from now on.
You know what else I'm laughing at too? I'm thinking is that like if it's Friday night, we're talking about what's it called? A cabinet cadenza? Is that what it was called?
A credenza.
If we're talking about a Friday night and everyone's sitting home in the middle of a pandemic talking about a credenza, things are rough. Things are rough.
This is horrible.
Yeah. When I think of credenzas, that's what I think of. All right, so let's see. Beautiful. The I-Dream blown glass light.
Do you know how many lamps that I was able to bring up? And I decided that I was going to bring up these white lampshades with the green genie bottle on the bottom of them.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody had them. You know, you had something like this, maybe not as fat at the bottom, not girthy like that, but you had glass lamps like that.
But blown glass was a popular 60s, 70s thing, was it not?
Yeah. I mean, everybody had them. Your mother and father bought those lamps because they thought they would go with this furniture they had. I mean, they just make it up.
This automatically leads me to the direction of, in my mind, I'm thinking back growing up in Brooklyn as a kid, and the color of everything back then was this ugly orange and green and red velvet.
Yeah.
Everything. And I don't know.
Everything was orange.
My house looked like Barnabas Collins show on the inside
know
with
what?
red velvet couches and stuff. I remember.
What about that yellowish green? Remember
Oh,
they had that.
right here.
There you go. That was somebody's kitchen.
Yeah, and it was really cool at the time. And look, you got all the flowers, the 70s, 60s, 70s flowers coming out of the Love Child era.
I remember people used to win that. They used to win that on The Price is Right and go home. They were ecstatic.
Wait a
that
minute.
they got
No,
that.
it's not The Price is Right. Was it? Isn't it the one? What's the one where it's not The Price is Right? The one with the choose door number 1, 2, and 3.
Oh, let's make a deal.
Let's make a deal. Would you like which one? And everyone's dressed up. And I will give you $10 if you have a nickel with an Indian head on it.
Monty Hall. I remember that show.
This is really gruesomely creepy, and it was popular.
It was. Look at the backsplash.
Yeah.
Yellow and green. So they not only didn't have enough green with their appliances.
And when you walked out of there, you went right into the room that had that sitting on
Yes.
the table.
And just going back to it, look at what the girl had on.
Yeah.
She had on the orange.
Orange.
And then you had the brown cabinets.
How does this things happen? I don't understand.
How does you know what's amazing? There's still people with these appliances at home.
And speaking of ugly green again,
I never had that. I never had that much room to put that. But I think it's brilliant.
Mm.
You know how many friends I could have had over that slept over the house with that thing there? But look at that. The mom and dad could be doing things to each other on the couch.
Right.
The kid's not even seeing it.
Right. Well, there it is. That's Jeffrey Epstein on the other side with ripping off the eyes, ripping the ears and eyes off the top. And if you look at that photo, the one thing that stands out, there's the ugly lamp again. But the one thing that stands out is there's that beautiful shag carpet. Carpet was you could take your socks off and walk around in that cushy floor and feel good squishing around in there until it got icky, right?
Until it got matted. Until it got all matted up.
Until the Play-Doh got stuck in there and some chocolate syrup and
bring that back up again. So not only did that guy go to the store and say, you know what, honey, I like the green backwards S couch. All right. So and she probably agreed with it, but somehow that salesman sold them the end table that was green next to it also.
I know people everyone's like, look at that carpet. That is the truth. And that's another thing, right? Plastic sofa covers. Yeah, that's right. I do remember also, and hello, Latifa. I do also remember as a kid having plastic covers on my grandmother's couch. There was there was runners on the stairs too, going upstairs to the second floor.
I have that.
Plastic runners.
No, not plastic. No, I have the carpet.
Yeah, there was plastic over the carpet in the middle, so you didn't destroy the carpet.
Well, you don't want to ruin the carpet.
And then there was plastic over the couches that you weren't allowed to sit on as well. And then there was china which, by the way, today China is not as popular. There was china in the china closet. They called it the china closet, right?
China cabinet.
China cabinet. And what was in there? The once a year stuff for when you have a holiday.
Yeah. It was like Christmas. You pulled it out at Christmas. You used it once. Everybody got that. When you got married, you put that on your, what do you call it? Shower list. China. And everybody bought a place setting for it. So, it was too expensive to buy all of them. So everybody who went bought one of them.
And it just goes to show you as time goes on, how much is that china that was in your parents' cabinet worth now?
At a garage sale, probably about $12.
Yeah, nothing. And today, now, during the holidays here at my house, we have what they call these plates that are gold that you put the regular plates on top of, and then the other plate, it's called what is it? Like silver, gold, fancy.
Sorcery.
No, I don't know. There's a name for it. It's like a silver or gold. What?
It had a gold rim around it?
No, it's an actual gold plate that you put down before you put the other plates on top of it. It's like a nice looking plate. Does nothing. It just looks.
Sorry there, Prince Peasy. I never had those.
I'm sure somebody...
You rich bastard.
Yeah, I'm sure.
John Peasy makes so much money that his wife goes out and buys gold plates.
I don't know what you call it. I think it's called server or it's going to come up later. No, it's Linux. Linux. Right? Linux. It's not that.
Is it Linux?
No, it's not. No. Mina says I have a china Can't sell it for $100. Wedgwood china. Yeah, yeah. Boy, this is going to drive me nuts, the name of that plate. Somebody who knows the name of this plate. It's called something like server or something weird. I don't know. Yeah, I don't recall. Anyway, getting back to these silly photos, because we have plenty of them. Here's another thing that was very popular in the 60s and 70s, and it's definitely come back even larger now.
Yeah, well, it's legal now. But if you remember, you'd go into every like record store or one of those like Spencer gift shops.
No. What you're looking for is the word head shop.
Head shop. You'd go in there, and everybody wanted that glow in the dark velvet pot leaf. And I never smoked pot in my life, and I still had one of those in my bedroom.
Yeah, and the velvet, and then you put the black light on it on the velvet paintings. They had a lot of Elvis velvet paintings too back in there. A lot of Elvis. Yes,
and you felt them, and you felt the texture on them like it was it was 3D.
Yeah,
or 2D.
Marijuana, that's a really strange thing, and that is huge now. Where is it legal? In Colorado, I believe. In
Seattle. It's legal all over, man, now.
Yeah, right? Jersey has dispensaries. I tried to get into. I wanted to buy a dispensary in Jersey when I heard this was coming. Not that I know if I agree with everything, all about everything. I don't care about whether people do it or not. It's okay by me. It seems fine. I wanted to open up my own dispensary, but it was so much big money coming, you couldn't touch it. Yeah. Fact, I had a marijuana brownie yesterday. I tried, but I couldn't keep it lit.
Yeah.
That's a good joke.
Hey-o!
Oh, yo. All right. There's something that everybody had back in the day.
Yeah, I think my daughter still has one of these. We bought it one year for her a couple years ago. But that was a lava lamp. That doesn't look like that looks like a sperm, it does look like a sperm tank.
That's the Dr. Ruth spermatozoa lamp.
But that's not a lava lamp. That's a I don't know what that is, a goo ball lamp.
That's the island lamp again. It's the Ghislaine Maxwell lamp. that is really there's something nasty about that. I don't know. You're right. It's not your classic lava lamp, but you know what we were going towards when you pulled that up, right?
Yeah, but everybody had one of those because they were the coolest thing to have. It was part of your bedroom. Nobody had it in their living room, but everybody had those in their bedroom.
Agreed. Now I had
forgot about that. House.
What? Yeah. I had this in my not that ugly one, but I had a different ugly one. We had beads that separated the rooms. Yes,
beads. They were beads.
Yeah, and
and you opened them up and you went into the other room. Yeah. And then it took like a half hour for them to stop swinging and become straight down beads again.
And they made noise. And you know something? Now, if you try to explain this, say you and I have a kid that's 10 years old, they would look at this and go, "What are you talking about? You had beads in your room? This is like something you wouldn't even think about. It's so ridiculous. How ridiculous is it? It's ridiculous." Yeah. I'm glad you brought this one up. I forgot about the beads. Do you know, in my house in the early 70s in Brooklyn, I remember my mom had bought a new kitchen table, and the kitchen table was clear urethane. It was a big round oval table. It was round or oval table, and inside of it there was all orange stuff as well as shells and broken up shells from the beach, and like I don't know, maybe those little horses, the little seahorses. Yeah. And it was inside a thick urethane, clear round table, and an orange and all shells, and you just sit there. And I remember thinking like. I mean, as a kid, I was fascinated. I kept looking like how they got trapped in there all evenly.
How they get in there? You know how they do it right now? Now you know how they do it?
I don't know if anybody else had that as well, though. It's kind of weird to think about. I'm thinking.
I've always wanted to do
at that kitchen table. I would look up at the clock. And what was the clock that I looked up at?
What did you live in, like a haunted house?
Why you didn't have one of those cats moving back?
I didn't have that cat clock. No,
that was huge.
My mother and sister hated cats, so anything cats would never come in the house.
How could you hate an animal?
My mother, they were afraid of them. My mother was afraid of them. My sister.
Wow, That's interesting. You know, this clock, I remember it set in my kitchen for many, many years as a little kid, and those eyes moved back and forth, and it was hours of fascination.
But the tail move swung back and forth like a pendulum too, right?
Yes, it did. And when it broke, I remember trying to fix it, and I took it down, and it's simple. It's a simple round little piece with a gear that just rolls between it, and like it was nothing, but it wouldn't work. I tried it. It held a battery, or you could plug it in. Now, speaking of clocks, what was the classic clock that many people had?
But hang on a second. That cat clock, did you notice the little mustache on there? Like that little French mustache it had?
Not necessarily. Now that you bring it up, no. And it also reminded me of Felix the cat.
Yeah, that looks just like Felix the cat.
And I don't know why this was so popular. I don't know if it was supposed to be Felix the cat, or Felix the cat was taken off of this, or if it's just a French cat or something. I don't know why is this popular back in 1965 or 1970? Why? I have no idea.
Are those claws in the front too?
Yeah.
So the only thing that's really missing is its back legs.
No, there's little feet at the bottom. I mean, you can't see my cursor, but there's little feet and little claws at the top and bottom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. I do. I see. It looks like it's hanging on to the clock.
Yeah. He's hanging on. His stomach is the clock.
Right. All right. So the other clock, I'm assuming that it's the clock that I remember is a cuckoo clock. Yeah.
Hey, what? You in a haunted house? You had a cuckoo clock?
Well, you know what? It's the internet. You could have found a real cuckoo clock instead of like a drawing of a cuckoo clock. I just
did it 2 minutes before we went on. However, it is real in the sense that those little things that are hanging down. I remember those things. They go up and down or something. And as time went on, because the thing was spinning, cuckoo clocks are big. I think more in the 50s and 60s than the 70s. I think it was like an earlier thing, right?
Yeah, it doesn't have to be 70s. It could be all the stuff it's the stuff we grew up with in the 70s. Mom bought it in the 50s and we had it in the 70s. But that would be there's a little door, or on this one, it looks like it's on the top. The bird would come out every hour and cuckoo, however many hours it was.
And this was a high-end thing. People were talking about like these high-end ones that were made in Switzerland or Germany or whatever. They were works of art. Or whatever. And again, at a yard sale, what is that cuckoo clock going to be worth with the China closet and the China dishes?
$6 maybe? $6?
You know, speaking of retro, so John Cimino, oh, there you go. John, they're called service plate charger plates. Thank you, Mitch. That's right, charger plates. They're called chargers. It's a fancy dish that you put the other dishes on top of.
I've never heard of it.
I can send you Thanksgiving pictures right now of my table set up with all these beautiful looking things, kind of.
You still have them? You still have these plates?
Yeah, of course.
I'll give you $12 for them.
No, these are probably $100 just to make it look pretty. Now in this world, in 2020, 2042, they
now my wife's going to want them.
You can have. Ask your wife about charger plate. David, did you buy one of those 7-foot tall posters of Frankenstein and had they cloned it? Yeah, I had one. Yeah,
I didn't have that. I did not.
That was in the comic books, and that they told you in the comic book that you're going to get this giant guy You're going to get a giant, this giant Frankenstein, and then when it came, it was nothing but a poster.
Oh, there you go. Kit Kat clock from Bob Rumba.
Kit Kat clock. Is that the real name of it?
I would assume that's probably like Xerox is the original, copy machine. It probably every cat clock became a Kit Kat clock.
I actually think he may be right. He has a good memory. There's a shop full of those in Branson, Missouri. Warmers. No, Bob, they're not warmers. They're chargers. Thank you.
Thanks, Bob.
They use them all the time. So, all right. Here's something else that we were talking about off the air, right? Oh, by the way, so John Senamino said he wanted to send me this picture to put up. He has a authentic picture. I'll just bring this up. Check this thing out.
I like that.
Now what is?
Explain it. Go ahead.
I was told from him in the chat that is Lucille Ball being drawn authentically by Red Skelton.
Well, you know what? It's got clown makeup on it, so he doesn't really have to get the facial features all that great on Lucille Ball just to call her Lucille Ball. Well, that could be Betty White underneath there for all I know. It doesn't look like Lucille Ball.
It does look. The eyes are definitely Lucille Ball.
But the point being here is that everybody had some kooky picture that they had in their living room or even in their kitchen, hanging in the kitchen. I mean, I tried to look for it today. My kitchen, we had that little thin brick that you would stucco onto the wall, so it looked like your kitchen had a brick wall, but it was really just a wall with like a thin brick on it.
And you know something? Every time I look at this picture, it's the second time, and every time I look at it for the first time, I always get the impression that you're giving them the finger. It almost looks like, and then you're like, oh no, it's the other finger.
Yeah, and every time I look at the picture now, that's like the fifth time I've seen that picture, and I think John Cimino is a murderer.
Yeah, agreed. Now here's a really mod thing from back in the day.
Is that the egg? The egg chair?
Yeah, it was a half a kind of egg. But this looks like the lucite clear one that would hang from the wall, and that mod girl would just kind of swing around in there.
But what else would you do in there except try to take a sexy picture? I mean, you can't sleep in there.
I don't know. But they made half the egg chairs, and they made these as well. This was this was again one of those things that was popular for them. For what reason? Why did you make an egg chair to begin with, and a clear lucite circle? And I don't know. It was the time. Just strange. Yeah, very strange.
I don't know. Evidently, people wanted to know what it felt like to be testicles.
Is that what? Okay, testicles. See, she there. Arlene goes, yeah, it looks like Lucille Ball to them. Okay.
All righty.
I can't wait to kill Walt. Remember, he said you're the murderer first, so kill him first. I'll be behind him.
Hey, John, I would love to be one of your victims.
Probably too late. All right. Now, I mentioned to you the phones of those dates, and then you said the phone, which I didn't agree with. I do remember these, but I didn't agree with this. Like that wasn't the first one I was thinking.
That's a banana phone.
Right. Now, the banana phone is a takeoff of the slimline phone.
Yes, I knew what you were talking about, but this one here was the circle that was cool. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, you could lock that handle on there and carry it around with you.
I don't know. I don't think I remember seeing these, but I don't think I had one. Now, I had in my kitchen hanging on the wall with like 100-foot cord that you could walk through a whole entire house. That one.
Well, it's funny you should bring that up.
Why?
Because we were talking before the show, and I still have one of those.
It's funny, and I wouldn't doubt it.
I have one of those, and I tell you why I have one of these.
Okay, tell me why.
I told you why. Now, the buttons were on the inside, and this plugged into the wall, right? And so it hung up like this, and it plugged into the wall, had the long cord. I don't have a long cord, but everybody should have one of these. Go on Amazon and get yourself one of these, because if your electricity blows out, your phones all blow out because they're all plugged into electric, and your cell phone, once it runs out, you have no electric. This here will always plug into the wall, and you'll be able to call for help. Do not call me. Do not call John.
Is this a public service announcement?
It's a public service announcement, but that's where I found out. I don't even remember, but I got this just before Radio Shack closed, and it was like $15. And
this is all because you probably never pay your phone bill, and it's always off. But wait a minute. This works when the electricity is off, but there's no electricity going to the phone lines. It's self-powered, the phone lines. The physical phone.
No, the phone lines don't work on electric.
They learn what do they work on?
They work on the phone lines. It's like the cable lines. Your cable doesn't work on electric.
There's no electricity going through those lines, so they work independent of it.
Yes, it runs independent of it. So if my electric goes out, I can plug that into the phone jack, and then it'll still work.
Okay, and will you be able to call anybody else? Only somebody else that has one as well.
Actually, you know what I'm going to do now? At 3:30 in the morning, I'm going to call your cell phone from this.
Okay.
And see if it works.
I'll be up. You know me. I'll be up.
You never go to sleep.
I was up last night till 4 a.m. researching UFOs. And I say researching. I downloaded over 1,000 to 1,400 documents of UFOs that I'm going to read every single page. Here we go. So, okay, this is another thing. This phone, when it first came out, was another big thing. There was a big thing about this too. What was the technology that changed from that rotary phone?
Right. This was push button. There's a lot of push buttons on
And they were plastic, and they lit up
Yeah, these lit up
in the dark. I remember as a kid going, "Whoa! Like, look at that, lights up."
These all lit up. So when you plug it into the wall and you pick this up, it lights up these buttons. And also, each button, just like the rotary phone, had a letter to it.
Right.
So one had no letters, but two was ABC. So when you hear in an old in an old Honeymooners episode, McGillicuddy 3.
Right. You know exactly what they're talking about.
Yeah, you go to the M and you go to the I and then number 3, and that was the number. McGillicuddy 3.
You know, it just reminded me. I was watching this YouTube video of a guy I really like. His name is MartyLeeds33.com. He has a YouTube thing, and he's really like a numerology. He's into numerology and stuff. The guy's fascinating. It's bizarro. And he explained that in the way the numbers on the phone are, the way they're organized, it starts the organization of that phone and the way it's laid out started with the Phoenicians back when they invented numerals. It goes all the way back in time, and it's followed through all these, but you don't know the reasons why it is today, the alphabet and the numbers. Not that it has anything to do with the show, but I think it's super.
John, you need to stop watching Alex Jones.
I don't watch Alex Jones. He's a psyop. So
Why
here
don't
we
you make us bigger? Can't you make us bigger?
I'll make you bigger. I'm just trying to give you 2 chins. What are you doing? There you go.
No, I mean, can't you make us both bigger?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I can make us bigger. There you go.
Yeah.
All right. How about this, baby? Here we go. Boom.
The hand chairs. That was from The Odd Couple.
Yeah, it was great. That was a great episode.
I always wanted those. I never had them, but I always wanted them.
Shag carpeting again. And also another thing about that era, that decade, those decades actually, everything was chrome. Chrome was huge.
On the bottom of the chairs, yeah.
Yeah, why? Chrome was, I don't know, chrome was like part of the decor. As a matter of fact, here, look at this. Well, I don't have it there, but I have some other pictures that have chrome in it. And it's like, I don't understand why that was popular, but it was.
It was back then, man. Chrome was the new gold.
Yeah.
But yeah, I always wanted those hand chairs because I thought they were so cool. But again, I grew up in such a small apartment. Where the hell would I put those?
All right. Now, somebody just said here, no, not true. Cables run phones now, and cable would be out. So would the phones be? I don't know. Why don't you go shut all the electricity in your home and plug in that phone and prove us right or wrong?
I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that tonight. Going to be a lot of angry people in the house because of the everything's going to reset and all the clocks and stuff like that. But I'm going to do it.
Okay, let's take a look here. And somebody just said beanbag chairs from the 70s. They were shit. Remember when you popped the beanbag chair and you had all the little white stuff pop all over?
Forever.
The old beanbag chair. So here, I'm looking at some other stuff. You sent me this one. Plaid was big. But plaid was big in the 50s, too.
Look at that whole plaid room. I didn't, the TV happened to be in there with that beautiful console underneath it. But the room is all plaid. Like who thought of that?
Why?
The floor, I could see the walls. I happen to like the walls.
I don't.
But I don't either. But the floor matched the walls. It was almost like you were in a Christmas box.
Plaid was popular, and it was popular for women's clothes, and it was popular for yeah, you're right. Yeah, there you go. Plaid. I don't like plaid. Not for me. I remember when I was a kid, I used to think of plaid.
I look good in this though now. So
you really.
I'm going to turn into a plaid guy.
Yeah, you
black plaid.
You're very sexy in that, Walt. You're going to go around. People are going to stop in their tracks when they see you walking down the street with that.
You know what? I'm making a deal with myself. I'm wearing plaid for this entire new administration.
There you go. It works for me.
Which hopefully will only be another month. But go ahead.
I don't know where you're getting that information from. What are you? Look at this.
Watching Alex Jones.
Orange.
Yeah, orange is big.
Ugly green again, and brown wood.
Yeah, you see that? You see that orange? My father bought a Toyota Corolla. That color.
Really?
That color in 1973.
You know what else was strange too? Here's another picture that's interesting too. And this was very popular for a lot of not a decor, but an airplane. Why was this popular? Look at those lines.
Yeah,
What was that
the
about?
crazy lines.
Yeah, but why? What was I remember, like, I think even on TWA, they used to put like they drew that in everywhere.
Well, this brings us right back to the pot leaf.
Does it?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it looks like he's growing it there, but yes, I mean, look at the couches. The couches had one pattern on it. The rug had another pattern on it. The seats to the right of it had another pattern on it. The pillows had another pattern. The curtains had another pattern. And somebody came up with the idea to put that squiggly arrow on top of it all.
But the arrow thing was popular for a lot of stuff back in the day. That was popular in the 60s and 70s for some reason. I don't know why. Where did it come from? Who started it? And where did it go? I have no idea. What was that arrow like that? That's how you get to the men's room?
Right.
When you're smoking pot and you're walking around that bizarre room and you're all screwed up, you're like,
that tells you where your bed is. It says bedroom this way.
Is that orange again?
See, this is not half bad because that's Mets colors right there.
Oh, is that what it is?
The blue and orange. I would like that.
Well, a little primary-ish, but I will say, do you remember playing darts? The dartboard there. That's something that was a big thing too.
Yeah, that was good. And when you took it down, eventually you had holes all in the wall.
Around the wall.
All over.
Yeah. Dartboard. I did have a dartboard as a kid. Let's see. Oh, here's a beauty. Look at that.
What? That's that's beautiful. That's paneling with some fake bricks on there.
Right, and then carpet. If you throw up on, you may not notice, which is nice. You can't find it. I threw up in the carpet. Where? I can't find it. Somewhere in there.
This is what every lodge looked like back in the 70s and the 80s or 60s and 70s.
There's still lodges that still look like that in the Midwest and stuff. I've been in hotel rooms traveling around Nebraska or whatever, and I've checked into places that look like that, where I actually took the sheet off the bed and walked on that before I put my shoes off.
That's like the Great Wolf Lodge up in Pennsylvania. That's what the lobby looked like right there.
There you go.
But that's people's houses.
Great. Here's retro renovation. Look at that. Let's renovate.
Somebody did that. New.
Yeah. Green cabinet, brown.
It's crazy, man.
Look at the door. I remember the doors had those little windows, triangle like that. Remember that?
The little four windows.
And there's the lamp with the 4 or 5 different tambourines on them.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And lots of plants. That was another popular thing.
Yeah, with the big vases on them.
Mm-hmm. Remember we had what they call a wandering Jew. And that was a mailman. No, I had a wandering Jew plant in my house, the one that snakes down, kind of.
They called it a wandering Jew?
That's what they would call it. I believe so, yeah.
I don't think that was their name.
I think that was the name of the plant, the wandering Jew.
I'm going to have to Google that and then call you on my rotary phone here.
Politically incorrect and taught wrong?
Yes.
No, I believe that was the name. Let's take a quick look here. Oh, look at this couple.
Who is that? Is that your family? Because that looks
I
like a real
have no idea who it is. I got it off the internet. I'm looking at it. I just thought it was just really funny because it really describes 1968. The family sitting on the couch, and there's the ugly couch, the ugly frames, the ugly brown table, the ugly carpet. It's all just so. No wonder why people were smoking pot. They're trying to get away from their reality.
Yeah, but back then, man, that wasn't ugly, man. You had to buy that from somebody.
Yeah.
There were stores selling it.
It is bizarre.
Yeah. Siemens or something, right? Siemens was selling that. Was it Siemens Furniture?
Oh, good. I got confirmation. Thank you. What was it? Yes, it was the Wandering Jew. Arlene is Jewish. She's confirming it. And Christine, yes, it was a Wandering Jew. You see that? There you go. Stacy.
Never had that.
Yeah, avocado green is coming back. I've seen it in a few magazines. Oh, please, no.
We called it a fern.
I hope not. Please. Plaids and print covers. Multiple spills and stains. Yeah, you're right.
Just looked like part of the pattern.
It did. I don't know. Kind of very strange. And I have a bunch more of these ugly things here besides this family. Okay. That
I know what that is.
You know what that is.
Does anybody know what that is? Who knows what that is? First person who knows what that is gets an Andy doll.
Oh, great. I have Andy dolls. First person. Everyone has to know what that is. If they don't know what that is, they're a loser. Come
All
on.
right, let's see who puts it up first. Don't even say anything yet. We'll just talk about it.
All right.
We'll talk about it.
We'll see the first person puts it in chat and says what that is. We got a free Andy doll, and starting now. And here we go. Starting right now, I have a countdown. You ready? Check out our countdown. Here.
There you go. Look at it. So I had the brick landing.
Go ahead, Walt. Sorry.
So you had the brick landing down the bottom. So if you fell down the stairs drunk, you could totally split your head open. And then you had the stairs that somebody, you know what those stairs were great for? Somebody hiding under them and grabbing your leg as you come down.
First one got it. First guy got it was Merlin, Dave Merlin.
Of course.
I will be more than happy to send an Andy doll to. Just leave me your address in the chat, not in the DM. And Arlene got it, Stacy got it, Ruth Preston got it, Brian got it. Everybody, a lot of people got it. What are you going to do? Too late. Hey, does Walt know any magic tricks?
Yeah. Yes, I know how to turn a murderer into the police.
Touche on that one. That's funny.
Yes, that was the Brady Bunch house. That's where they all lined up and took that picture.
Yeah. Yeah. And how could you not know that one? The first person, David Merlin, wins the prize. Da-da-da.
You know how many times Sam the Butcher snuck up those stairs?
Sam the Butcher moving the sausage around. Oh, look at this.
What is that?
I don't know. I just pulled up this. It looks like Charlie's Angels, but I don't think it is. Women wore those hip huggers jeans, I guess, with there's the clog shoes. Remember the clogs?
Yeah.
Clog shoes, bell bottom.
That's not decor.
No, it's not. But I looked at the picture of the living room, and that was attached to it. That's all.
So that's bonus. That's still bonus.
That's a bonus. Yeah, a boner bonus.
But look at the mason who did the work around that fireplace. It's horrible.
Yeah, you know, come to think of it, you're right. I don't know.
There's just too much space.
Yeah, and also it was made into a V shape, and there's that beautiful paneling. Paneling has to be the worst idea ever. It really.
I gave you paneling. I gave you a lot of paneling.
Did you? I have more here.
I gave you paneling. You know, everything you're bringing up is the stuff you brought.
Oh, all right. I'm moving up the list. I went from the bottom up.
There's the orange sink and the drapes and the rugs.
Silver.
You can't even get that in Bed Bath & Beyond anymore, that color.
It's all gone. All gone. Let's try this one.
I like, that's nice.
Get that.
You could sleep in that like a king.
That color would drive me nuts. That'll drive me crazy.
You're kidding me.
I couldn't do it. Couldn't do it.
I wouldn't get sick of that for at least 2 years.
Are you crazy? I sit in that and it's going to make my blood boil. I couldn't do it.
Dude, if I had a TV, do you think I care about that? I'm going to sleep.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
Put a TV up in there.
You never been to my house, but believe it or not, I decorated my house. And I have like Florida colors. I have like pink, green, and light, airy colors and blue.
Like pastels?
Yeah, some. Yeah. Matter of fact, I like it to this day. And my daughter told me once, that's embarrassing. I like it.
Oh, don't come back. Don't come back.
Yeah, she decorated her own place. Look at that.
Yeah, see?
There you go.
Look at that.
Velvet.
You know what I like about that?
Yeah.
If you take your hand and rub it one way, it stays green. But if it goes the other way, it turns to a light green. Yeah.
I tell you something else. If somebody rubs you this way.
I mean, listen, I like that couch. I like it. That would be nice for a retro room.
Okay, so here's your bedroom. And there's your living room.
Yes.
And there's your downstairs.
That's my man cave.
The man cave with the paneling again.
Look at the lamp. What is that? Like a snake?
I don't know. You know what's funny too? I remember when we put up paneling, you were able to get nails that were brown colored in between the wood. This way you wouldn't see the nails inside the 2x4s.
You know what the best with that was? They sold a putty that went over it. Like a brown putty. So you wouldn't even see the nail heads. You'd sink them in, put the putty on it, wipe it off, and you wouldn't even know that there were nails in it.
Ridiculous.
Oh, that's a castle right there.
That's some castle.
Look at that guy sold 2 of those end tables, by the way.
You're right.
That's crazy.
That is gross, gross, gross.
Yeah,
Wow.
but somebody thought that was nice, nice, nice.
That is unbelievably yicky.
Imagine that. Imagine if somebody still had a house like that.
I'm sure they do.
I'm sure they do,
Yeah,
without a
absolutely.
doubt.
Now, this has nothing to do with it, but have it your way at Burger King. I was just going through the stuff and I was like, do you remember that commercial?
I do. Have it your way at Burger King. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
That was way before. Well, you know what happened? You know how come that came about? Because McDonald's, when you bought a hamburger, they used to put a pickle, ketchup, mustard, onions, everything on it. Burger King said, you know what? We're going to let people tell us what they want on it.
But this came after the song, 2 old beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickle, blah, blah, blah.
Pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun.
Yeah, that came after. And then they were like, this was like their revenge. All right, we're going to give it to you the way you want it.
Have it your way at Burger King.
Oh, my goodness. Huh?
That's what it was.
Oh, look at that. At least that's not bad.
Yeah, for a kid.
No, but I'm saying it's bad as,
Look at the little PlayStation over there.
Is there a PlayStation in it?
Whatever that is over there. It's like a little makeup table or something.
That's a Victrola. That's a
oh yeah, there's a Victrola.
That's a sit and play or sit and spin or what do you call that?
No, it's not. That's like is there lights on it? That looks like almost like a little fake makeup station. And you had to buy all that. So the mother came out and said, you know what? We got to, I wonder what initiated that entire thing. You got to figure that the bed, they bought the bed first with that flower background that came with the mirror. And then they had to go buy all the accessories that went with it.
You know, it's not bad though. I mean, it's livable for a kid. You walk in, it's a nice, colorful. I mean, it's not like pukey like that. It's not that. This is
but that's a pukey green.
Yeah. There's the one that you like once again.
I like it's Mets colors.
Yeah. Okay. Now here.
That's a Brady room too, I think.
That's a Brady upstairs, one of the bedrooms. Yeah.
One of the boys' bedrooms.
That's right. Very good. You're very perceptive.
Probably Bobby's bedroom. Not that I've ever been there.
Yeah.
I don't condone that.
You know, one of the things about the 60s and 70s, or even the 50s, 60s, 70s growing up, when mom and dad were portrayed on television, where were they portrayed? Like that.
Separate beds.
That's right.
See, now that's one thing I would like to be brought back.
Well, it is. You have a couch.
That's the one thing. Look at how he's trying to kiss her, and she's like, "Really?
Really? Yeah, right.
Really? Really, Ralph?"
What's creepy is that he looks like he's 30 years older than her.
There's something going on there. What's that back of him? Is that a lamp or a TV?
It's a lamp. And also, look at the pajamas that they used to wear.
I don't wear pajamas.
I have
when I was a kid. I never wear them now.
Speaking of which, when it comes to pajamas, I think I walk around my daily life almost in pajamas. Like even when I go out and when you saw me when I came to the theater to do shows and stuff, I'm always wearing like velvet sweatpants and a loose sweat jacket. I dress like I'm going to sleep and taking a nap.
Like Liberace.
I don't know.
Liberace.
I don't know. Just I always want to be like chilling. I'm always wearing a suit and a jacket and I'm always wearing like jeans and this and that. And it's like, when I'm living my life, I don't want to be in that. I don't want to be in the show position. But this is interesting though, because everybody used to live in separate beds in those 50s and stuff, and then television started to change. Speaking of beds, what kind of bed did you have as a kid?
I had a twin bed right there.
Yeah, twin bed. Okay, you had
that
a brother.
Was me and my brother. My brother slept in the same room as I did, right there.
No bunk.
No bunk beds. We always wanted them, but my parents didn't do it, and my father put up a ceiling fan, so he always said, "Can't ceiling fan."
Wow. We had bunk beds and we used to argue who got it to sleep on top for some reason, which is the most dangerous place to be anyway, but
Yeah, you're still having those arguments just with your wife now.
Yeah. The basement versus that top.
No, who's on top? Who's sleeping on top?
Oh, sorry. I told you I was tired tonight. I didn't even get that. It went over my head. Went over my head. Thank you. You're doing good. So, I had as a kid what I wanted as a kid as a bed. I have a couple of them here. I wanted this. What was it?
Yeah, dude, I would have given anything for that.
Right?
I got
right?
to be honest. I would do that right now if my wife would let me. Do they make, do
That
they make that comforter in a king?
I didn't want the Batman bed. I wanted this one. It
Ah, my
wasn't that
son had that, the racing bed.
but it wasn't that particular car, but there was some other one that was a car.
Oh,
And it was so cool. I remember as a kid,
that's that's the car from Cars, the TV show Cars.
that one must be up to date. But when I was a kid, they had like a fancy Ferrari or something. And it was like,
Yeah,
cool.
blue. My kid had a blue one. It was and it was plastic.
And the Batman is cool too. I mean, you got to say as a kid, like that's so cool.
Yeah, but that's just the bed. You got to do the whole room. Then you got to get the, the pictures on the wall, and you get the Batman lamp where he's shooting a Joker and all of that stuff.
And speaking of, beds, look at the different things they used to make. Remember
Yeah,
Mr.
what was
T.
that? Yeah, Mr. T. What is that? Sleeping bag?
It's a sleeping bag, and then he's got the bed that has the A-Team on it.
Well, I never dreamt of that, but yeah, I could. Yeah.
Well, if you're a little kid growing up in, I guess, early 80s, that's the one you wanted.
Are the curtains the A-Team also?
Yes, A-Team curtains.
That is awesome.
Another one. The Fonz.
The Fonz. I just saw the Fonz on TV today.
Happy Days whole theme with the curtains and all. And then the one next to it is like, a farm from 1950 or whatever. Or something.
I like the Happy Days one, though, man. The Fonz was, back then, he was cool.
It's so commercialized, Jack. It's so, man. Here's another one.
What is that? A double bed? Oh, that's a full-size bed, but two people could sleep on it.
Yeah, but it's got all the flower power stuff.
Yeah, but who's sleeping together besides a husband and wife?
I don't know.
So a husband and wife had to buy that ensemble.
I presume.
All right.
All right. Well, you guys are funny in a gay way. Only if you join us, John.
Thanks, John. John, shouldn't you be lowering the basket to the basement?
He should be cleaning the barrel right now.
Putting a shampoo in the basket.
Ruth Preston had Fonzie socks.
I had a Fonzie lunchbox.
Oh, wow. Mike and Carol Brady slept in the same bed, but Mike was gay. That really was true. Mike didn't. That's true. That's very funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Robert Reed. Yeah. Nothing like Robert Reed died of AIDS jokes. Thanks a lot, pal.
You're right. It is called loungewear. That's what I constantly like. Loungewear.
Yeah, it is loungewear now.
Let's see. What else do we have here real quick? Let's see. We're getting towards the end here too, real quick. All right.
Dude, you didn't do any of my pictures.
Let me start at the top and come down. I guess I had more than what I did. These are your pictures. You gave me the lava
These
lamp.
are not mine.
This is yours.
That's mine.
And what the heck is that?
That's a table for the kitchen.
Oh, it even has
Everybody had that table, not that color, but that table.
but it has a leaf.
Yeah, well, it has a leaf. Make it bigger for like Thanksgiving.
Because you want to make ugliness large. Larger.
Yeah, as large as you can. Get as much yellow as you can. But that was the table. Everybody had that table, and the chairs, maybe not that color.
That would sell for money today. People
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Right? Retro thing that would be bought. And that's another thing that was retro. Back in those days, you look at the top of that chair, they always would put like a push
handle.
What is it?
It's a handle so you can move it.
No, not the handle. Look, they used to take like a round bead with and push it in.
Oh yeah, bedazzled. They bedazzled the chairs. Yes.
Yeah, but it was bedazzling. Then was basically like some sort of a fat thumbtack.
That's all it was a thumbtack that got hit into it to give it just a look.
Here's another one of yours. There's your velvet painting.
The velvet, yes, everybody had that. You go down to, I forgot, all the record shops down in the Hudson Mall in Jersey City used to sell those, and that was velvet too. And there was something with Panthers that they sold a lot of Panthers for some reason.
If you drive down the 1 and 9 in Elizabeth, New Jersey, and there's people out in the street on the truck still selling these velvet paintings.
Is that right?
Absolutely. All right. There's something that we all did back in the day.
Right?
I forgot all about that.
Yes. We had that clothesline. So my mother would hang the clothes out from my brother's window. So she had to move one of our beds because we were up against the window, move one of our beds in a little bit so she could get to the window. And there was a line that went from the window to a pole that was in the backyard, and the clothes used to hang out there.
You were high society people.
And she used to send them down. Like, so you send them down, you'd close pin it on and send it down as far as you can go. And then when you pulled them in, that was the thing. You used to take the clothespins off. That was my job. Take the clothespins off and bring the clothes in. They smelled so light and airy.
Yeah, you had fresh air clothes. And by the way, no, that was very popular. I mean, to this day, I'm sure there's people that use clotheslines. I mean,
yes.
And if you were on the second floor, there, and I remember you look through people's backyards, you could see for miles people with those things. Everyone had it out, hanging it out. That's cool.
And you know what the worst part is? If one of them fell off, then you had to go outside and get it.
Right.
Like if you were on the second floor.
Or how about if you put it out and it started raining?
Yeah. Well, you'd have to know that.
Now you also put here this geometric pattern, which was very popular.
This is wallpaper. This is two-dimensional wallpaper. It was velvet.
Did you say hula paper?
Wallpaper.
Okay. I say hula paper.
No, wallpaper. And I got to tell you, it's funny. The house I'm in now, when we bought the house, it had this wallpaper on the room, my bedroom. And my father-in-law was helping us gut the house. And that wallpaper was on the bedroom where I am now.
Well, if you still have that there, I think I'm going to take a ride with John Cimino to shoot you.
No. So my father-in-law was like, well, let's gut all the rooms. But I really like that paper. You should leave that. You should leave that.
I remember sitting in a bathroom once contemplating how that design was made, looking at somebody's bathroom, looking at it just really focused on it. Like
it wasn't even in the bathroom. That was in the bedroom.
I've seen this pattern is very popular. It's repeated over and over. It's weird. It's got kind of Middle East kind of feeling to it.
Medieval.
Maybe. All right. The wooden
couch. So you had the wooden couch. It was all wood. And then you put the cushions on there, like the flower, leafy type of things. And that was big. Couldn't play around on those because if you hit your head on the wood, you were done.
But that wasn't flour. What's on those? I'm looking at a larger picture of it. Is actually
leaves,
wooden houses, and like wagons and stuff like that. The Old West kind of stuff was on there.
Yeah, right. Somebody bought it.
I used to make water beds too. Something else we didn't bring up. Water beds used to come in that wooden frame. Remember the water bed? That was big for a while. Ridiculous.
Never had one.
I had one. Sprung a leak in it.
Of course you did.
Once you go to lay down in bed, you're sitting here like this for a little while until everything calms down. You make one turn, you're like, oh, this is ridiculous. I want to go to sleep.
But now they make those. It's called a Tempur-Pedic mattress.
Yeah, it fits your body. There, once again, is the lamps, multiple lamps.
That was the thing. That was cool because it used to hang over your head, but you didn't have to hang it from the ceiling. You just had a lamp post in the back of it.
And there's those plastic white chairs.
Yeah. Yeah, but I thought that was one thing I was looking for was the lamp because I remember those back then.
And you gave us this. Wow.
A lot of people don't know what this. I mean, obviously, looking at it, it's a record player.
Explain it.
But it's the black arm that was there. So you would take like five records. What this is a shuffling system for you people who don't know anything else, like a shuffling system that an iPod would do for you. But those records, so you'd put that black arm on the record, and when it got to the end, it knew to pick itself up and put the arm back and then drop the next record.
That's some technology back then.
That was crazy.
Right? Me and you, we're in the future here talking like on Dick Tracy stuff right now. And back then, to take a little 45 record and swap it was big.
Swap it. Yeah,
and
you could put
that set inside. That's like a wooden box. I remember as a kid, we had a wooden credenza, and it was built in the middle, and there's two sides of it with speakers, and the top you lift up, and that's where the record player was.
You know what's funny? If you keep going, you're going to see that.
Oh, you're right. There it is.
There it is. There you go. So you had the radio on the right. You had the record player on the left. You had the TV underneath. And on the sides there, you could pull those doors closed to close that TV, and you didn't even see it.
I had one of these. I had one.
That was the greatest, man. I remember playing Band on the Run record on that record player there.
I remember my father playing Michelle My Belle from the Beatles on that thing over and over again on a record.
And the thing with those records, if you could bring that up real quick, if you put too many records on there, If you put too many,
too
and
heavy.
it would drop the next record. Sometimes it would drop like 3 of them if it was too heavy.
Yeah, I do remember that. And also, the other thing about those records, as people that are younger would know, those 45 records had a little plastic round piece that inserted in the middle to hold it. It had a hole. It had to have
That's correct.
yeah.
And as those records got older, they started getting scratches and grooves on them. So that handle that I was telling you about, that black handle, you would have to put like a quarter on it, tape a quarter on it to make it heavier.
Yeah, I remember that. And I remember as your needle started getting crappier too, you put a little penny on there to keep it heavily on there to hit the groove.
Right. And then after a while, you'd have to put 2 pennies on it. And then eventually you had like
Yeah.
a bar of gold. You'd have a bar of gold on it just digging into the record.
I forgot all about that. And you also brought up, here's the other phone.
That's the phone everybody had.
Yeah, everybody had that phone. It was big and clunky, and if you lifted and hit somebody with it, you could kill them.
And you know, also, like if you dialed a number, you had to dial. Nobody dialed anything further than local, because then that was called long distance, and you got charged for that.
A lot of money.
You got charged a lot of money for that. So you always dialed like your regular local numbers. And if your number was like 988-3734, and you did 988-3741, 32.
If you made a mistake,
you got to start all over again and do it all over again.
And wait,
Yeah, you got to start with the 9 again and go all the way and let it come all the way back again.
And while you're doing that, there's a lady pulling out the plus, going 1 ringy diggy, 2 ringy diggy.
That was really before that, but that was tough. You like today, you text your girlfriend or you text your boyfriend and you say whatever you want, and you hit send and it's gone. That if you got into a fight with your girlfriend on the phone, it took you 4 hours just to get the next argument out.
You're right.
You hang up on you like, you're not hanging up on me.
How about that? A big pillow.
That's a big beanbag pillow.
Kind of cool.
You got to have a lot of room for that. I didn't have a lot of room, but I always wanted one of those.
Looks modern in this point in time.
Yeah, that's a big thing.
And here's our television.
That was a black and white television. Now, the reason I brought that up is because I wanted to show the knobs on it, that there was no remote control.
Right.
You had channel 2, 4, 5, 7, 9, 11, and 13.
And 64 on UHF.
Well, you had to go to the U.
Yeah.
And if that knob broke,
and you can see
you had to go get a pair of pliers and turn it. My father actually took one of those adjustable wrenches that stayed on, and it stayed there. So as you were watching TV, that stayed there. It was now the knob.
It was almost like the house reg. Everyone there wiped their hands on the sink after the sink on the house reg, or you all would say, hey, who took the pliers for the remote control?
Right. Now those antennas on the back actually got you a better picture.
And you had to move them around for different channels, right?
Yeah, and you know what the amazing thing is, and you probably don't even remember this, John, and I do remember this. There were TV shows we watched where the picture skipped. It would skip and keep going, and you would watch them like Gilligan's Island, and it was skipping and it didn't even bother you.
I don't know if I do remember it.
No, then you had a really rich TV, you son of. You probably had
a rich TV.
We had cable.
I don't even know if we didn't have cable. We had one. Metco was the big thing that came in later on.
Yeah, but I had a rabbit ears on the antenna on the roof. Mm-hmm. That you had a hook from your window all the way up on the side.
I do remember there was separate rabbit ears that you could buy and put on top a round one that was a circular one that you put on and then plugged in, and you could pick it up and move it around a little bit and direct the antennas.
Yeah. You put aluminum foil on it to get better reception.
That's right, aluminum foil. Oh boy, wow, wow. We are way over time here, but listen.
Come on, bang them out. Go 5 more minutes.
I see the carpet needs to be clean. Always your roof. Don't forget the 8-track tape player was in some of those. That's right, inside that credenza. Is that what it was?
Yeah, 8-track. That's right. In the radio part over there on the right, there was some of them had an 8-track player in there. And that 8-track player just had 4 tracks on it. I don't know why they called it an 8-track. It only had 4 tracks on it. And
a whole home entertainment center. That's right. That's what it was called.
What was it called?
A whole home entertainment center.
Yeah. Who's that? Rumba?
Yeah, Bob Rumba. Yeah. But you could slam the phone done. Yeah, that would make it like,
That's right. You do that, and then you think of something else, and it'll take you 3 minutes to dial the number again. Say, and another thing, you know what I forgot to tell you? I don't like those bell-bottom pants you wear.
I want you to see this comment.
What does it say? This Walt gay works. Walt guy sucks. Is that John? He's John. You know what? Like Facebook, you're banned. You're banned for 30 days.
We had credenza with booze in the cabin on the right. That's another thing we used to do as kids, right? Yeah. I also remember like your mother would come home one day and say, hey, half of this bottle is missing in here. What happened? Who took this? I don't know.
Yeah, right. I forgot. That's right. The television set acted as like a booze holder. Cabinet.
I forgot
as I was going to get cigarettes for my mother at 8 years old, they had the booze cabinet at home.
How ridiculous. I think I've gone through them all. We're finished. We're done. We're finished.
Are we done with everything?
Yeah. Now it's time for enjoyment.
Wow. Look at that bikini.
Yes, I know. That's for me.
No, that was fun. So next week we're going to have wrestling.
Wrestling. Okay.
Old-time wrestlers.
And who's the guy that's going to be on?
He was a ring announcer back in the day, back in the 70s. There used to be a ring announcer called, he would say, my name is Joe McHugh. He's an older guy, Joe McHugh. But then there was another ring announcer, and his name, he would end with, and my name is Gary Michael Capetta. And that's who we have, Gary Michael Capetta. We'll see if I'll get a video of him saying his name, because he used to say it so distinctively. But yeah, that was the best. The wrestlers just don't want to get on here without getting paid.
I get it. And they also know that this guy Walt sucks.
You are banned for 45 days.
That concludes Cool Crap version 31, episode 31.
Like us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, look for us on BitChute. What else are we on? Gab?
BitChute. We're on Clout Hub, I think it's called.
Clout Hub.
We're
on everything that Jack Dorsey and Mark Zuckerberg can't throw us off of.
That's basically right now, yeah. And also every person on YouTube, we're on YouTube right now, live, but what every person says on YouTube, smash that like button. That's what they all say when I'm listening to cryptocurrency. Smash the like button and press the little thing and ding us in. This way you know when we're on the air and all that stuff. Yeah.
I don't even know what that is.
Yes, that's how old you are.
That's how old I am.
You really don't know what that means? Smash the like.
I don't know what that means.
Oh my goodness, John Cimino is right. Catch us on Cool Crap We Love. You can find us on YouTube at Cool Crap We Love.
Cool Crap We Love. You can find us on YouTube and BitChute.
And me, you can get me where? JohnPeasy.com. Like us, tell us in the comments, all that stuff. Our sound is done by Ben Sound. And I want to thank our guests that we didn't have tonight.
And thank you to Mike Morse for the awesome cartoons to start the show.
He is the best.
All right, the best.
We'll see you next week, Swelty.
Take care, guys.
Ciao. Bye.